Hi, hello guys. Today actually I wanted to talk to you about a topic. मैंने को एक टॉपिक डिस्कस करना था जिसका नाम है द नेम ऑफ द टॉपिक इज डोंट लेट द वर्ड्स ऑफ अपॉलजी मेक अप योर होल वोकैबलरी और मेक अप मोस्ट ऑफ योर वोकैबलरी दैट इज देखो सी व्हेन यू आर रॉन्ग ओके व्हेन यू हैव डन सम मिस्टेक when you're wrong and you have you know you're making an apology, okay, so that time okay, when you're wrong it's okay, you're apologizing, you're saying sorry, that's fine. But when you're not wrong, when you have not done any mistake, then at that time it's not always necessary. Sometimes the person in front of you jo samne, he is an elderly person, or he is a person who maybe by saying sorry your relationship, your your things will improve with that person, okay. Sometimes taking the blame for others improves the relationships. But the thing is, like when you're not when you're not done any mistake and you're saying sorry, then what will happen? Then that person will not realize that he has done something wrong, okay. Or that person always taking the blame for some other person will not always make the situation good. Sometimes it's not necessary. Most of the time it takes it in a positive way. When you're taking blame for some other person, then your relationship with that person will also improve, and the relationship जिनके बीच में मतलब गलती हुई है from that person जिसके लिए हुई है, दोनों में उनका relationship ठीक हो जाएगा. But if the case is that it doesn't take a positive note and it takes a negative note, then in that case your relationship, your things will get a little to the worst side, okay. So now let's see. Now okay, so let's talk about this now, about this topic now. What is apology according to you? Okay, according to you, what do you think? What is apology? In in our life now, when we say sorry to okay, let's see the meaning of apology. हम क्यों किसी see, apology means basically saying sorry for whatever mistake you have done, okay. So let's just take a definition of what is an apology, okay. An apology is an act of saying sorry or accepting sorry, accepting your mistake when you have done wrong. That is, for example, sorry, like if you have done something wrong with someone, you have wronged that person, you have blamed some other person for that, you're saying sorry. Or you have failed in having building that trust with someone, or you have injured that person maybe by mistake. If you have done it deliberately, then also you should say sorry. That is so for sure you should say sorry. And if you've done by mistake, or you have said something bad to that person, you have ridiculed or insulted that person, so for these reasons you say sorry, okay. So that is what is apology. The meaning of apology is this only, that you should say sorry for whatever or saying sorry for whatever you have done, and if you have wronged someone, or you have insulted, or anything else. So that is what is apology. Now what are the reasons, okay. Actually why is it necessary to apologize, okay. किसी से हम माफ़ी मांगते हैं जब, तो वो क्यों नेसेसरी है हमारे लिए कि हम किसी, बिकॉज टू एक्सप्रेस आर रिग्रेट, फर्स्ट थिंग कि हमें किसी को बताना कि हमने कोई गलती की है, हमको ये रिग्रेट है, हमने गलती किया है, हमें बुरा लग रहा है कि हमने वो किया, okay. We have regrets that we have done that with that person, we have done that mistake with that person, so for that we say sorry. और basically to mainly make ourselves also realize, हम अपने आप को रियलाइज़ कराना चाहते हैं कि हमने कोई गलती की है, एंड दैट अपॉलजी मेक्स अस ऑल्सो फील बेटर. सामने वाले को तो अच्छा लगता ही है, किसी और को हम अपोलोजाइज करेंगे, किसी और से हम सॉरी बोलेंगे कुछ भी, तो दैट विल मेक दैट पर्सन फील बेटर. एंड प्लस हमारी बेसिकली फॉर आवर मेंटल पीस एंड फॉर अस दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अपोलोजाइज, एंड फॉर मेकिंग अस ऑल्सो हैप्पी एंड द पर्सन इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस. सो ये है क्यों नेसेसरी अपॉलजी, ठीक है. अपनी खुशी के लिए और सामने वाले की खुशी के, दोनों के लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है. मेनली पहले सामने वाले की और फिर अपनी. So that is the reason. Now, that is why is it necessary. Now, what are the reasons in which cases you should apologize? देखो, एक तो when you have to acknowledge that you're wrong, you should actually when you're apologizing you'll be able to acknowledge, मतलब तुम अपने आप को acknowledge कर पाओगे अपनी गलती को, कि मतलब तुम you'll acknowledge yourself that you were wrong, first thing. Second, that you'll know the boundaries. You'll set means you'll know that what is wrong in a relationship and what is right. Okay, जब कोई boundary होती है, जब कोई हमारी life में there's some boundary in a relationship with someone, so like any relation, not only your partner, your love life, I mean your life partner, but your family, your everything, your work relationships. So everywhere, the thing is that everywhere you have to discuss what is right, what is wrong. Okay, what is allowed in the relationship and what is not allowed in the relationship, that is very important. So that is a necessary reason to apologize. The third thing is like so expressing your regret. The third thing is expressing your regret and remorse. Okay, and the fourth thing is when you learn from your mistakes. हम किसी से apologize क्यों करते हैं? कि हमें अपनी गलती से सीखने को भी मिलता है, ठीक है। जब हम कोई गलती करते हैं ना, हम apologize करते हैं, तो हम ये realize होता है हमने कोई गलती की, and then we try to learn from whatever we have done, what mistakes we have done. And also finding new ways, you set new ways for yourself ki how you will deal with the situation next time in the future. Okay, you will strive harder to make that relationship better, solve those things. And basically when we apologize, then we stop the problems we have with that person. Okay, we open up a line of communication. That is, if you have done something wrong and बहुत कभी कभी यह होता है, दो फ्रेंड्स हैं, तो फ्रेंड्स के बीच में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुई है और वो बहुत सालों तक बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. सो देन इन दैट केस, to improve the relationship, if you when the person has done a mistake because of that other friend is not talking, so if that person apologizes for his mistake, he will stop the problem which has happened between them, and they both will become friends, and the line of communication will become better, will increase. Or even you have done by mistake, you don't know a person, you don't know him so well, and you have done a mistake or whatever, so that line of communication with that other person you don't know so well, that will also open up. So that is the reasons, these were the reasons to like doing accepting what reasons to apologize, and you're accepting your mistakes or not. Okay, now the thing is, okay, these are the reasons when you should apologize, but the topic which we're talking about is, don't let the apology or the words of apology make up your whole vocabulary. ठीक है, कोई अगर हमारी कोई हम जब भी किसी से बात करते हर टाइम सॉरी फील करना, या हर टाइम हमारी जब गलती ना हो एंड उसके लिए हम सॉरी बोल रहे हैं, वी आर सेइंग सॉरी फॉर दैट, so that is also not right. Okay, and sometimes it makes the situation worse for yourself, not for the other person. उस person जिससे हम माफ़ी मांग रहे हैं किसी और के लिए, उसके लिए तो चलो ठीक है, he will be happy कि चलो किसी ने गलती accept की. And the person whom you are taking the blame for, that person will not realize his mistakes, and he will be very happy. वो तो और भी कुछ होगा, मतलब उसके लिए तो वो तो ये बात से खुश होगा कि मेरी गलती मैंने एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, एंड द अदर पर्सन टेकन द ब्लेम, आई एम फ्री फ्रॉम दिस. बट यू योरसेल्फ नो यू वोंट बी हैप्पी. तुम अपने आप खुश नहीं रहोगे, अपने माइंड में तुम्हें पीस नहीं मिलेगा. दैट इज द थिंग. नाउ okay, so one thing is this. Now taking responsibility is another thing. Like another topic in this topic is taking responsibility. For example, if a person has done something wrong, okay, and you're taking the blame for that person, for the other person. See, accepting when you're wrong, that means that you're taking responsibility. But if you're taking the responsibility all the time for that person, what happens now? That person will not realize that he has made any mistake. Okay, that is the main thing. He will not have regret for making his mistakes. That is a very wrong thing. When you are taking responsibility for the other person, then that person will not realize that उसने कुछ गलती की है, उसने कुछ कभी गलत किया है लाइफ में. वो हर टाइम तुम पे ही आ जाएगा, यार मैंने गलती की, तू मान ले मेरी तरफ से, तू बोल देना कि सॉरी तुमने किया है. So that way taking responsibility all the time is also not right. Then the next thing is expressing regret. Okay, like see, if you have done any mistake, you're wrong at something, So then you should obviously express your regret that you're feeling bad about it. But if you've not done anything and you're expressing regret on someone else's behalf, what will happen? That he will never feel guilty. उसको कभी ना ये रियलाइज़ नहीं होगा उसने गलती, और उसको गिल्टी नहीं लगेगा कि उसने वो चीज़ की है. He is the problem maker of the thing he has, of the mistakes he has done. जो भी उसने मिस्टेक की है उस अदर पर्सन को दुख तक पहुँचाया है, तुम एज अ थर्ड पर्सन उसकी गलती पे पर्दा डाल रहे हो. यू आर expressing your regret, but that person will never feel guilty if he has done something wrong. उसको कभी लगेगा ही नहीं तो कोई गलती, उसको बुरा लगेगा ही नहीं, उसको ये लगेगा ही नहीं कि हमेशा मैंने गलती की, और सामने वाला तो मान ही लेगा कि हमेशा मेरी गलती पे तो पर्दा डाल ही देगा. सो दैट इज़ the third thing, expressing regret. And last thing what I want to tell you, making amends. Second last thing, see, when you are in having relationship with someone and you want that relationship improves, किसी के साथ चाहते हो कि relationship ठीक हो जाए, amend ठीक हो जाए या सही से चले, so you will obviously try to make things all right, make amends means making things okay in your relationship. So that is making amends. Okay, so the relationship improves or it continues properly in life. But if you are only doing everything, okay, and if you are making the apology the main word of your vocabulary, okay, or the words of apology a part of your vocabulary all the time, so that other person will not will never even make any efforts to make things all right. That is what is making amends mean. And the last thing is reaffirming boundaries. Okay, see, reaffirming boundaries means that when a person in a relationship does any mistake and he wants कि वो boundary उनकी जो है वो he wants to create a boundary or a distance between him and that person or her and that person, so that वो रिलेशनशिप बेटर हो जाए, वो तभी वो बाउंड्रीज, तो वो उस केस में बाउंड्रीज क्रिएट करता है, ठीक है. बट वेन same thing goes that when you're not in a mistake and you are creating or reaffirming boundaries from your side, there's no point of this point to be told, but I'm just telling that जब गलती करते तब वो बाउंड्री क्रिएट करनी चाहिए, तब नहीं जब तुम्हारी गलती ना किसी और के लिए तुम उनके बीच में कोई बाउंड्री या उसको सिखा रहे हो कि बाउंड्री नहीं, ठीक है. वो अपने आप ही शुड create a boundary for himself. So that is what is the topic, that don't apologize, or don't make the words of apology as a part of your vocabulary. Okay, so that is what is the topic. So yeah, this was the topic, and yeah, I wanted to just ask you all that your comments, I want your comments. Yeah, मतलब मेरे लिए your comments are very important. So please, if you're happy and you want to give your genuine comments, so please do it, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. So okay, thank you, bye.